Hi everyone, I'm back with another video, and today's video we're going to be talking about how a lot of us are buried underneath the expectations of others. So if you haven't noticed, if you're not feeling quite yourself, or you feel that there's a burning underlying desire that you feel like you're meant to follow, but you're hesitant to take it because it may not be your parents' approval, your friends' approval, society's approval, whatever your idea may be, you feel like you have some sort of restriction to fully allow yourself to be and walk in the path that you feel you're meant to be. That is because you are buried underneath the expectations of others. I feel from early on, as a kid, we have a sense of self. We kind of work in our own creativity, doing the things that we want to do. And as life goes on, you're expected to put into society. You're supposed to have a good job, education. So we form ourselves to society's standards and viewpoints of what we think a successful life should be. And that's not always true. I actually find that a lot of people are not living in their true, authentic self because they're following the paths of what others, like their parents, coerce them into, what society thinks you should do. And that can take a toll on us mentally because we feel like we're not living up to our full potential. Overall, I think a lot of us know what we want to do, but we're scared to act on it because of the opinions and judgments of others. Just think about it. Have you ever told your parents, friends, or whoever's in your circle what you wanted to do with your life? Or you told them plans that you had, or visions or ideas that you've had that come to you, and they kind of shoot them down? For example, I want to be a model. And they'll say it's not realistic, it's not guaranteed, there's no benefits, etc. It's not guaranteed, there's no benefits, etc. Some know it, some don't. Some are jealous because you have these aspirations and they don't want you to act on it because they've never acted on theirs because they were conformed to society. Or your parents are envious because they didn't get to live out their dreams that they may have wanted to. So they kind of hold you back and restrict you and put fear into you to kind of deter you away from the path that you feel like you're meant to take. They try to take away and add fear. They project their limitations on themselves onto you. My advice is to never share your plans with anyone except for those that you can trust. Let things show for itself. So just doing it, not announcing it, not letting anybody know what you're about to do. Simply just go do it. To not take any advice or listen to anybody whose position that you do not want to be in. Even if they're your parents, they're your employers, your friends, whatever. If you're not inspired by them, don't listen to them. Listen to those you are inspired by. Listen to those people. Look at those people. If you're gonna take advice or tell your plans to anybody, tell your plans to somebody that's already doing them. Not people that are doing the complete opposite or is on a path that everybody else is on and you want to stray away from the norm. Follow those that inspire you. Also, stop doing what others think you should do and do what you want to do. Unlearn who they want you to be and relearn who you want to be. A good way to start is by digging into your childhood and see what made you happy. For instance, as I'm relearning myself, I know that I love to look cute, I love fashion, I love modeling, I love taking pictures, I love being in front of the camera. I realize that I have always had big dreams out of life. On top of that, I love doing things my own way. I also love not being told what to do and kind of just going. As a kid, I was very creative. You couldn't tell me anything. Anything that came to my mind, I was going to do. And you can ask my little sister. She was like my little wingman. But I had some of the craziest ideas when I was younger. But I was a very creative kid who just loved seeing, her visions come to life, and she wasn't letting anybody stop her. So I'm kind of relearning that about myself. I'm starting to reclaim who I used to be. Somebody who wants her time back to be able to do things freely, who just wants to create and put out and share her visions with the world. I I love fashion, I love dressing up, I love looking cute, and these are just all little things that I'm starting to realize about myself and just getting back into the swing of things. It really all starts with your childhood and the things that made you happy. This is gonna take deep thought. And then once you grasp like the idea of the things that truly makes you happy, deep down inside each and every one of us, there's a feeling of something, a feeling of what we're meant to do, a feeling of desire. And that is what you want to look at, because that is your answer. I personally feel like we all know the answer to everything, but we just choose not to listen to ourselves. Oftentimes, and especially in today's world, we're taught not to listen to ourselves. So a lot of people are living in inauthenticity because it's what other people want us to do, what society thinks we should do, and so on. So it takes a lot of self-reflection, time. It's gonna take time and a lot of just thought to dig down and figure it out. It is what you actually want to do with your life, and just starting to do it. You'll start to get a sense of yourself, and we call that sense of self. And then also just self-rediscovery in general, because you're relearning who you are. You're starting to come into your authenticity and you're starting to do things your own way. And once you move like this, you become more optimistic, you become more happier with life. So going back to what I was saying, you get just a sense of self-rediscovery, then you start to walk in your confidence, you start to trust yourself more, your intuition, and the list goes on. Next, I want to say is to just be unapologetically you. So with that being said, do the things that you want to do, not what everybody else is doing, not what's trending. Honestly, just be you. If you just be yourself, you'll be 10 times happier, and just following your intuition, putting yourself first, and going from there. And once you do that, you'll then be this big ball of light. And honestly, that's the secret. If you want to flourish in life, be yourself. Stay true to yourself, and just know that this is going to take time. It's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight, but you need to stick with these little things that's going to truly help you evolve your life and become into a higher version of yourself. And if you want to be happier, and I'm not saying there are days where I'm not feeling my best, because there definitely are days where, you know, I'm not as happy as I could be, but that's just life. But it's all about how you handle, you know, these events that come into your life. You have to make sure your mind is okay, so when these things come across your path, they don't bother you too much, because you know how to handle it. You're not going to let it consume you, because, you know, you just have that control over your mind. But just to sum up this video, I'm going to look at my little script here. Release the limitations that others are trying to project on you. Just move about how you want to move. Stop doing what others think you should be doing and doing what you want to do. Unlearn the unhealthy habits, traits, characteristics that you learn from those around you. Self-rediscovery and having a sense of self is probably the greatest thing you can do for yourself, because it all around shapes you to be this wonderful person. And once you do that inner work, you'll then be able to create such a positive impact on the outside world. And as I stated in my last video, that's what this world needs. Just be unapologetically you. There's nobody out here that's you. There's nobody like you. Your uniqueness adds to this world, and that's why you need to walk into your purpose, because you're showing people that it's okay to, one, be yourself. You're showing people how to be comfortable with themselves, confident in themselves, and making them too want to walk in the path that you're walking. Not exactly, but, you know, just an overall idea. It doesn't need to be the same exact thing. I feel like I need to clear that up. And lastly, if you want to flourish, just be yourself. Also, one more thing I wanted to add is to stop letting people change what you want out of this lifetime. That wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any comments or anything you'd like to share, leave a comment down in the comment section below. And again, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.